So good morning, all. Welcome. Happy Wednesday. It's a 1 hour gentle Kripalu yoga class. I'm Judith. Welcome. We're always delighted that you're here. Thanks for being good to yourself, right? So as you know, in this class, we use a yoga mat. You could substitute that with a folded blanket or a beach towel on a carpeted surface, preferably. Hard surfaces, the joints will not like it. So that's why we recommend the padding. Should you have a couple of yoga blocks? These are the styrofoam version, but if you don't have the blocks, you could get a couple of canned goods of equal size and weight, maybe soften it with some washcloths on the top so your hands do not suffer. That's a way to substitute. Here's a standard yoga strap. This is easy to substitute with a scarf, a dog leash, a belt, a bathrobe tie, whatever's handy. Very nice. And then should you happen to have hand weights and would like to add them in for more challenge, this is a set of 1-pounders. I'd say nothing heavier than 2-pounders for this class. All right. And then last but not least, well, I have some padding here too. A rolled up towel, which I use as a little bolster, fake bolster. I have a squishy mat, but you could use small cushions from the bed or the sofa that would work just as nicely. And then I have a nice folding chair here, wide leg base so that it won't wiggle or wobble when you move. And your body. So the other note is that whatever is being offered does not work for your body, you can modify. I modify on this side because of a shoulder issue, or you could do another posture, or you could skip it altogether. So you decide, you're in charge, you know the quirks of your bodies, the places that have been replaced, whatever. And just bear in mind and notice what the mind is saying, what the body is saying. So let's start with the feet about shoulder width apart, and we'll just start swinging some arms like empty coat sleeves. And we're breathing. And as the best you can, this is just a very mild balance challenge. I'm tapping right below the collarbone, clavicle. And as I shift the weight from side to side, maybe the opposite heel wants to lift, maybe making it a little more challenging in terms of balancing. And you're standing tall and you're looking over the shoulders, giving the spine a delicious squeeze. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Keep twisting and turning. And now definitely start tapping underneath the collarbones if that's what you were not doing earlier. And that's the lung point in reflexology, the front part of it. And then the next time you twist, you can start patting yourself on the shoulder. Now that's the back point of the lung. So stimulating the lungs, giving a squeeze to the spine for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Keep twisting. Now you're tapping on the front of the midriff here, the torso. The back hand is tapping up by the kidneys. They're up a little higher. And you're still looking over the shoulder to the wall behind. Nice and gentle. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And slowly, now we can start unwinding slowly. Don't just abruptly stop if you can avoid it. Let's move to the hips. We'll circle some hips for a bit here, warming the hip area, the pelvis, and those hip creases, which get nice and tight from too much sitting and hunching over computers, desks, steering wheels, etc. So inhale forward, exhale, squeeze the navel to spine as you circle in the back. Let's corkscrew back to center, and we'll circle the opposite direction, inhaling forward, exhaling back. Big full breaths. Let's do 4, 3, 2, and 1. Corkscrew back to center. Let's roll some shoulders. Here again, think about opening the chest, dropping the shoulders away from the ears. Inhaling all the way down to the bottom lobes of the lungs. Let's circle the other way with those shoulders. Breathing nice and gentle. Let's do 4 more, 3 more, 2 more, last one. And let's shake out the arms. Here, let's just rotate the bones, those arm bones into the shoulder sockets, producing synovial fluid, lubricating the body. And we're going to bring that to stillness. Let's take some soft fists now. Everybody can take a soft fist and just tuck those into the hip crease. So the feet maybe shoulder width apart, and you could also do this sitting in the chair. So you can choose. So we're going to keep the fists located right there in the hip crease. Crown of head to tailbone is going to be straight. The back is flat, and we're going to lean forward, go into a forward fold while you have those fists tucked into your hip crease. When you find your bottom forward fold, wherever that is, little tiny pumps with the belly here. We're assisting the colon. Inhale, squeeze the belly. Inhale and exhale for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. And then floating it up, triple slow time, not too quick. You don't want to get the head rush. Shake everything out. Let's shake arms and legs. Nice, nice, nice. Now, if you have a strap and would like to use it, fine. If you don't have one, the instruction would be to just grab behind the back of the thigh. We're going to do some kicking and lifting with the legs. So if you have a strap, you can loop the strap around the ball of the left foot. The supporting leg will be the right leg. So we're going to lift it up. Inhale, kick out twice. Exhale, exhale, inhale. Then you place the foot down. Inhale, kick, inhale, kick, inhale, place the foot down. We'll do 8 or as many as you can manage. 7, standing tall. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. And then just removing the strap if you were using it. Let's shake out both legs. We keep relatively well balanced here. Let's go to the other side. So this time the supporting leg will be the left leg. You're going to loop the strap around the ball of the right foot. If you don't have a strap, be sure to grab behind the back of the thigh, not the knee joint. Okay, avoid the knee joint. They get very cranky as we age, so best to be kind to them. So it's inhale, kick it out twice, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, put the foot down. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, put the foot down. Let's do 8 or as many as you can manage. And don't race it. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice. And then taking that away. Very nice. Let's keep the strap since we presumably have one in our hands. And if you don't have a strap, maybe a scarf would work as well. So let's take the strap. I folded mine in half, and it's like you're trying to break the strap so it's nice and taut. And we're going to just take it down. The arms are probably a little wider than shoulder width. We're going to hold it in front of the thighs. Inhale, and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Let's do 8. And I'm modifying on one side. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And now we're going to relift that strap. Let's tilt off to the right. See if you can keep the chest square to the front of your space. So you're not torquing off to the right. You're nice. It's like your body is between two panes of glass here. You're rooting through that left foot for 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to center. Tilting now over to the left. See if you can keep the chest squared either to the long end of your mat, the front of your space. You're stretching that mat, the strap. You're trying to break the strap for 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to center. Let's slowly move side to side. Here, you can move at your own pace, your own rhythm. Just be sure you get that deep stretch on the sides of the body, right and left. We're giving a nice squeeze to those intercostal muscles that attach to the side ribs. You want to keep those muscles hydrated and flexible. Let's do 4 more. 1, 4, and 3, 2, and 1. Oh boy. Then coming back down slowly, bringing the strap forward. Very nice. Shake the shoulders. Let's go ahead and we'll move the strap to the side. I'm going to face the chair seat now. Let's do a series of standing cat-cow. So the feet are directly under the hips, the toes point forward, and we'll start with a nice right angle. The body is making a nice right angle. The back is flat. So for this, you might want to bend the knees. So inhale, you're going to drop the belly, spread the sits bones wide, and then exhale, arch the back, navel to spine, squeezing like a Halloween cat. So it's inhale, drop the belly. Yes, bend the knees. Exhale, squeeze and lift. Inhale, drop the belly. Exhale, squeeze and lift. Ugh. So finding your own rhythm, your own pace, focusing your attention on the spine, all the vertebra in the spine, all the spongy discs between the vertebra in the spine. Where your attention goes, the energy flows. Oh, let's do 2 more. Inhale and exhale. Last one. Inhale and exhale. Coming back to neutral. Let's come up to standing. Maybe roll the shoulders. We're going to do some more stuff with the chair, but for now, let's just shrug and drop. Shrug and drop. Let's do 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. And then coming back to face your chair. Again, returning to that right angle position. The body creates the right angle. Let's shift the weight into the left leg. I will not mirror you for this. The right knee comes into the nose. Inhale, knee to nose. Exhale, float the leg, point the toe, donkey kicks. Pelvis stays square to the short end of your mat. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. For 8, don't let the head dangle. 7, squeeze the abs. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Refloat it, point the toe, touch the straight leg down. Exhale as you lift for 4, 3, 2, 1. Refloat it. Flex the right foot, bend the right knee. Inhale, bend the knee. Exhale, stretch the leg away for 4, 3, 2, 1. Very nice. Rebend that knee. Float it out to the right side, keeping the leg bent, circle the knee for 4. In the air on the right side of the body, 3, 2, 1. Circle the other direction, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right foot meets the left. Let's micro bend the knees, left and right. Let's come up to standing just to recover from that side. Maybe rolling the shoulders forward, up, back, and down. Maybe shaking out the arms, little wrist recovery. And then returning back to our right angle, you're going to shift the weight into the right leg, left bent knee into nose. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. Donkey kicks. 8, pelvis is squared to the short end of the mat. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep it floating. Point the toe. Toes touch down. Straight leg lifts. Inhale. Exhale as you lift. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Refloat it. Flex the left foot. Bend the left knee. Inhale, bend. Exhale, stretch it away. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Rebend. Left knee moving, circling. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Other way. 4, 3, 2, 1. Boy. And then the foot comes down. Micro bend those knees left and right. Slowly rise up. Avoiding head rush. Roll the shoulders. Open the chest. Shake out the arms. Very nice. Now let's take our chair so we can sit in the chair. I'm going to be using blocks. And you can improvise for this one if you don't have blocks. So I'm placing the blocks in front. I'm going to grab my weights too, as long as I'm up. And I'll have the strap nearby should I need it. Yay. All right. So let's sit in the chair mindfully and sit more forward to the front of the seat of the chair than the back of the chair. So the legs are in parallel. The toes point forward. And we're going to use blocks as arm extenders. So what we're going to do, the blocks are in front. Maybe the legs go a little bit wider to accommodate the torso as you tilt forward. And you're going to take your blocks. Mine are on the tall setting. So we're walking forward. You're grounding now through the sits bones on the chair. And then once you reach your final stretch, we don't want you to fall off the chair. So you've got your optimum stretch here, stretching out the back body. You're grounding through sits bones and the arms are straight. Maybe you want to make this a static press. Maybe little micro movements side to side might feel yummy. You can choose. So breathing here in the center. Let's tiptoe the blocks over to the right. And now we're grounding through that left sits bones. I'm doing the little micro movements. Maybe it's just a static press is more than sufficient. You can choose. You can determine what the right move would be. And then we're going to move back to center and go over to the left. So now you're grounding through the right sits bones to anchor yourself. Try not to list off to one side. Maybe micro movements, maybe a static press. Few more breaths here, breathing, and then coming forward back with the blocks, and then walking it back towards the chair. And then the hands can come on to the thighs. If you want to move blocks off to the side, feel free. And if you didn't have blocks, you can just stretch forward. Fingertips could come to the earth wherever those fingertips might land. For this one, let's keep the legs wide and we're going to move the torso side to side. So inhale, exhale as you swirl over to the left. And then from the left, you swirl over to the right. So again, we're giving a nice squeeze to the abdominals, to those internal organs. You're coordinating the breath with the movement. Let's do 8, or as many as you can manage. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice, very nice. And let's go heel toe the feet together. I'm going to take the weights, but no weights is an option. So no weight or one weight in each hand. The palms face down on the thighs. Avoid the knee joint. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Now the key here is to sit as tall as you possibly can, avoiding the slumping in the back if you can avoid it. So we'll just keep alternating legs here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, squeeze the abs, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Coming back to neutral. Let's stay on the right side. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. So you're lifting only on the right. Let's do 4, 3, 2, 1. Very nice. And then just recollecting here in the middle, pausing for noticing right side of body and left side of body. Same thing on the left. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Ooh, feeling it. 1. All right, here we go. So now I'm going to lose the weights. And now, if you want to not hold on, or you can hold on, you can choose. And you're going to go out and in, out and in for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yes. And then back to center, shake everything out. Maybe get up and dance around if that feels good. Okay. I'm going to grab weights again. Again, weights are optional. If you're not using the weights, a soft fist is fine. You're closer to the front of the seat than the back of the chair seat. The legs are wide. Right forearm is going to rest on right thigh. Avoid the knee joint. And now that left arm is straight in the middle. It's like you're going to drop a weight if you've got one there, but you're not going to do that. Inhale, exhale. Pull it back like you're pulling a bow and arrow. Inhale, exhale. 8, 7, squeeze the core. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's hold it back. Little pumps with your bent elbow here. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now the arm makes a right angle. Inhale, stretch it up. Exhale, I'm still modifying, but get it straight if you can. Inhale, exhale for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh boy. And then the straight arm is going to do a half rainbow arc slowly as you resist the gravity coming on down. Shake out that arm. Here, let's just take the weight in the middle or just to circle it here. Just to stretch out that arm. Since we've challenged that arm, let's go the circling the other way. Nice. And then coming back up to center. Now left forearm rests on left thigh. Right arm is straight, no weight or one weight in that right hand. Inhale, and then sitting up, exhale, pulling it back like you're pulling a bow and arrow. Inhale down, exhale, press. Let's do 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold it back on 1, and here we pump. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Right angle with the arm coming in. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten the arm all the way up. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. We'll do 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Keep the arm straight on 1. Half rainbow arc, descending, resisting the gravity. Oh boy, nice. And then from here, we're just going to take the straight arm in the middle, circle it out to ease it. If any tension crept in there, we're going to blow it away with the breath. Stretch out the arm. Very nice. And then coming back up to sitting. Let's go ahead and no weight or one weight in each hand. The palms can face outward. We'll work on biceps. We'll work the arms together. So it's 8. Keep it slow. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Come halfway down now with the forearms. So the forearms parallel the earth. Little pumps with the forearms. If you got weights, you can loosen the grip. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold the forearms parallel. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. The upper arm stays glued to the side ribs for this one. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. And then back to parallel. The arms come down. Let's do a little bit of work with the hands and the wrists. So I'll come close and you can see. So the arms stay parallel, only the wrists move. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Back to your neutral flat arm. Flip the palms to face the sky. Same idea, only the wrists move. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. And then arms come to stillness. Shake out the hands. Very nice. Let's do a few more things for the hands and the wrists. Taking one of your wrists and stretching it back. Oh, stretching it out as best you can for 4, 3, 2, 1. Go to the other hand. Does it stretch the same? Maybe, maybe not. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's interlace the fingers here like we're supplicating. And we're going to just start doing a figure 8 with the wrists. See if you can confine it to the arms. See if the rest of the body can stay still for 4, 3, 2, 1. Other way. See if you can go the other way. Little brain gym here. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Shake out those hands. Give them a shake. Let's see if it's time to go down onto the earth. I think it is. If we have new people here and you're anxious about getting onto the floor, I'll give you a brief tutorial. And grab your chair, face the seat. Most of the weight will go in the arms. So you're going to shift the weight. One knee can float down. Most of the weight was in your arms. The second leg joins it. To get up, it's the same idea. If you need to assist your leg forward, assist it forward. Tuck those back toes. Most of the weight goes in the arms. Press up. Lift the bum. One foot under the seat, second foot under the seat, and then use the back of the chair to ascend gradually so you avoid a head rush. So that's how you would use a chair to get up and down off of the mat if you have anxiety about that. If you have blocks, you can place them at the narrow end of the mat. And we'll do a series of swan dives, and then we'll go into a down dog. Inhale, arms float up. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, come right back up. Exhale, swan dive forward. We'll do 2 more like this. Inhale and exhale. Last one. Inhale and stay down for this. Fingertips could reach the mat. If they don't reach the mat, maybe low blocks. Here you can let the head hang. You're going to micro bend the knees left and right. The feet stay flat. So now we're stretching out that low back, which can get nice and tight and can be a source of chronic discomfort. Little bends with the knees for 4, 3, 2, 1. Very nice. Hands come to mat or low blocks as you step into downward facing dog. So the body's in a triangle shape here. You can bicycle pedal the heels. You can try to press the chest close to the tops of the thighs. You can wiggle your hips as you wag your dog tail. Let's do 4, 3, 2, 1. Very nice. And then we're going to just float the knees slowly down to the mat. Big toes together, knees wide apart. You can press into child's pose. The thighs could also rest in parallel. They don't have to be knees wide apart. That doesn't feel right. I slip that rolled towel behind my knees because it gives more space so the bum can get closer to the heels. Maybe the arms stretch forward on the mat. Maybe they rest by the legs on the mat. And if the forehead doesn't reach the mat, you can stack palms and rest the forehead there. Stack fists, rest the forehead there. Or if you have a block, take a low block and rest your forehead there. So whatever works for you. And once you've organized your arms and your legs, your best version of child's pose, maybe you want to rock a little side to side, a little swaying there might feel delicious or not. You can decide. And let's breathe into the back body now. Inhale, lower back, middle back, upper back. Noticing that pause at the top. Exhaling, upper, middle, lower back. Squeezing out all the air and pausing at the bottom. Inhale, lower, middle, upper back. Noticing the pause at the top. Exhaling, upper, middle, lower back, squeezing out all the air at the bottom. 2 more just like this on your own. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Very nice. Coming halfway out of your child's pose, only halfway. Nestle the top of the right foot into the arch of the left foot. Press back into your best version of child's pose. So now the left foot is being smushed on the bottom. You're pumping in blood, fresh chi, life force, oxygen. And the arms and the hands go on the left on the earth. As you press your right hip away on the diagonal, creating a huge stretch on the right side of the body. This should feel yummy. Maybe it's a static press. Maybe it's a static press or stretch. Maybe there's little micro movements here. Maybe not. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Very nice. Let's come back to center. Pausing in the center, coming halfway out of child's pose, reversing the position of the feet. The top of the left foot nestles into the arch of the right foot. Then you press back into your child's pose, smushing the bottom right foot. The hands and the arms go on the earth to the right. The left hip presses away 45 degrees on the diagonal. Ginormous stretch on the left side of the body. Maybe little rocks are involved. Maybe it's a static press. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming back to center slowly, and then rising up. Oh boy, out of your child's pose. And then unwinding the feet. Here it might be a good opportunity to pad your knees. We always want to be kind to the knees since they get very ornery as we age. And let's take the hands into the upper corners, the short end of the mat. And from here, we're going to start circling the hips. So loosening up the hip crease here, loosening up the butt, loosening up the buttocks, breathing. And then when you find an opportunity, you're going to circle in the opposite direction. And of course, you're squeezing those abdominals. Big full breaths. A few more just like this in this direction. Nice. So from here, I'm taking my blocks and I'm going to put them on the tall setting. I won't mirror you for this. Right foot comes forward. The foot will stay flat. You're going to stack right knee over right ankle. And the hands can either frame the mat on the foot on the mat, or it can frame it with blocks. I have short arms, so I love blocks. So you're stacking right knee over right ankle, right heel, and this left side is opening as much as it can. You're stretching it back. You might want to pad that left knee. If you want to walk the blocks underneath your armpits, that's an option. Maybe you want to press a little deeper into that right hip. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Maybe you want to stay right here, but maybe you're going to take your blocks forward and we're going to start stretching that leg, stretching it straight. The toes can point up to sky. And then as you press forward, the foot goes flat, pressing into the right hip. So you're going to find a nice languid flow of straightening the leg and bending the leg. Whew. Saying hello, good morning to your hamstrings. So you're going to find your own rhythm, your own pace. Try not to race through it. Just 2 more like this. And the next time that leg is straight, leave it straight. Maybe the hands come to the earth, the mat for this. And as you drop the torso down the inside of the right thigh for 4, 3, 2, 1. Staying right here, externally rotate the entire right leg, windshield wipering the foot. Coming back to center, windshield wiper to the left. So you're rotating the whole leg into the hip socket. Nice and juicy here for 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. The foot goes flat. And then you're going to repress into your deep lunge, your deep runner's lunge, like we did at the beginning. And maybe you want to stay right here. Maybe you want to add hands to this front thigh. Come up a little higher. Maybe you want to take the outside of the left hand and press it against the outside of the right thigh. Right hand goes to right hip. And you're going to look over the shoulder to the wall behind for 4, 3, 2, 1. Very nice. Let's unwind slowly. We're going to take the right foot back to meet the left. And now we're going to go to the other side. Left foot forward. The left foot is flat. Left knee stacks over left heel, left ankle. The hands can frame the foot on the mat, or you can use blocks as arm extenders. And you're going to stretch that right leg back as far as it's willing to go, hopefully padding that back right knee. And if you want to lift the chest, blocks can walk under armpits. Pressing into this left hip deeply, lifting the chest for 4, 3, 2, 1. And now we're going to start straightening and bending the front left leg. As you straighten the leg, the torso drops down the inside of the left thigh. As you press forward, the foot goes flat. So you're bending and straightening the left front leg. You're opening the right hip crease as you press forward. Oh, yeah. Big full breaths. One last time here. And the next time that leg goes straight, leave it straight. Maybe the hands come to the earth here for more stability. Dropping the torso down the inside of the left thigh for 4, 3, 2, 1. Staying right here, you're going to windshield wiper those feet, thereby twisting the whole leg bone into the hip socket, the left side of the hip socket. Oh boy. Let's do 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Flat foot goes, the front foot goes flat. You're going to press into your low runner's lunge one more time. Maybe you want to stay right here, but maybe the hands want to rest on top of the left thigh as you lift the chest a bit higher. Back of right hand presses into outside of left thigh. And then the left hand rests on left hip, looking over the shoulder to the wall behind for 4, 3, 2, 1. Unwinding slowly. And now the left foot goes back to meet the right. Let's do one more child's pose. Big toes together, knees wide apart. Press into child's pose. Yay. And just allow that body to melt into the earth. Dropping into a quiet space inside now. And noticing where the energy may have shifted in the body. Heart beating, blood pumping, chi, life force moving throughout the system. Inhaling and exhaling for 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. And so from here, let's find our way to sitting. Maybe grab some water. You need a drink of water. And then finding your way to sitting. I'm going to face that short end of the mat. So we're going to have the legs bent, toes point forward. And maybe if you have weights, you want to add a weight or a block or nothing. If you're not using anything, the hands can be folded together, interlaced together. And so we're going to, let's just start by grabbing backs of thighs or front of shins. And we'll just put the chest forward and then squeeze it back. Move it forward and squeeze it back. 2 more in this way, forward and back, dropping shoulders away. And then coming all the way back and down. Now you're going to think about lifting the chest, tucking the chin, shoulders drop away from ears. No weight or a prop in your 2 hands, and then 1 lower leg parallel to the earth. We're going to squeeze the transverse abdominals as we move side to side, breathing for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh boy. Foot comes down, leg comes down, lose the prop if you were using one, and then just come forward again a few times, forward and back to sort of recalibrate. Ugh. And then you'll come back one more time and stay there, shoulders drop away, chest lifts, chin is tucked, other leg parallel to the earth, no prop or 1 prop in hand for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Leg comes down, prop goes away, chest comes forward 1 more time. Nice and easy. Squeeze it back. Now, if you have a strap, grab a strap. And if you don't have one, you'll have to just watch for this one because I think you really do need the strap for this, but this is kind of fun. We're going to do upward boat. I've looped the strap around the balls of both feet. The feet are in parallel position. We're going to float up onto the bum and see if you can hold the legs up as you lift the chest for 4, 3, 2, 1. Rebend knees, come back to earth, strap goes off to the side. And now let's go ahead and roll all the way down onto the mat, placing the spine down on the mat like a string of pearls. Oh, and now draw the knees into the chest and let's rock and roll on the back body here. This feels pretty yummy. So you're massaging the top of the crown of the back of the skull all the way down to the tailbone. Let's do 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Coming back to center, splay the knees apart, the feet float in the air. Grab the shins or the ankles, and then let the weight of the arms open up the hip crease. So we're just letting gravity do the work here. The feet are floating in the air. Let's flex and point the feet. Spread the toes wide. Circle the ankles. Do your own foot choreography for 4, 3, 2, 1. Very nice. Knees close together. Let's take the 2 feet down to earth. The knees are still bent. Arms could rest in T position here. Let's straighten the left leg. The right leg can stay bent. We're going to go ahead and lift this left straight leg. You got the foot flexed. And we're going to pump that leg up to the sky. If you want to add more challenge, lift head, neck, and shoulders, and then pump the head up to the sky. I hold the head with the back of the hand for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Everything releases, rebending left knee. Let's straighten the right leg. You may only want to lift the leg. If you want more challenge, lift head, neck, and shoulders. Hand can rest, hold the back of the skull. Do not yank the back of the neck. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then everything gets to rest down. Oh yes, rebending left, right knee. Now let's take the feet mat width apart. Knees are bent. And we're just going to windshield wiper our knees. Now we get to massage the lower part of the body, the low back, another area that gets tight and cranky from too much inactivity, too much sitting, driving, hunching over shopping carts, etc. Even gardening, I think, would qualify. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Next time the knees drop to the left, leave them there. Arms are in T position, palms face the ceiling. Right straight arm lifts, inhale, right palm meets left palm. Reopen, like you're opening a book. So you're moving from side to side with that right straight arm. The knees follow along as best they can. We'll do 2 more like this. And then we're back to neutral. Let's go ahead and windshield wiper a few just to recalibrate. Yes. And the next time the knees drop to the right, leave them there. The left straight arm opens. Left palm meets right palm. Inhaling and opening. Exhaling as you close. Yes. Finding your own pace, your own rhythm. Maybe this side feels different. Maybe it doesn't. You're just taking inventory there. And now we're going to come back to neutral, and we're going to windshield wiper those feet, those knees a few more times for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's take the knees back up to the sky. The legs are in parallel now. Let's draw the left knee into the chest. Angle that left knee out to the side 30 degrees. Grab either outside or inside of the left foot with your hand. If your hand doesn't get there, use a strap, wrap it around the ball of the left foot, and you'll be able to manipulate the leg with the strap. Inhale, bend the knee. Exhale, straighten it out to the side. Inhale, bend the knee. Exhale, straighten it out to the side. Let's do 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Rebend, reposition, left foot down to earth. Draw the right knee into the chest. Angle that right knee out to the side 30 degrees. With the hand, grab the outside or the inside of the foot, or use a strap around the ball of the foot if you can't reach the foot with your hand. Inside, bend the right knee. Exhale, straighten the leg out 30 degrees. Inhale, bend the knee. Exhale, straighten the leg. Let's do 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice, very nice. And then that leg comes down. If you've got a strap, grab the strap. And if you don't, you can just grab the backs of the thighs if you don't have a strap. So the knees come into chest. Loop it around the ball of the foot, both feet. Let's go ahead and keep the legs in parallel to start. We're going to inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, straighten the legs. Inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, straighten the legs. We'll do 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep the legs upright now and stretch the legs apart. Big wide V with the feet and the legs, and you're rocking side to side. Nice and gentle. Big full breaths for 4, 3, 2, 1. Very nice. And then coming back to center, let's take the legs together. Lose the strap if you're using the strap, and then place the palms underneath the hips and the palms face downward. The two insides of the 2 legs are glued together, metaphorically, in your mind. And you're going to drop both legs and hover. You're not going to let them land. Inhale, drop and hover. Exhale, lift and squeeze. Inhale, drop and hover. Exhale, lift and squeeze. Let's do 8 or as many as you can manage. 7. Exhale as you squeeze up. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Nice. And then rebending the knees, drawing the knees into the chest. And then let's take the feet to the earth. The knees are bent. Left thigh crosses over right thigh. No space between the two legs. Draw the knees into the chest. Grab the shins like bicycle handlebars. Flex both feet. Now we're going to externally rotate both feet. You should feel it in your outer left hip for 4, 3, 2, 1. Unwind the legs, shake them out between sides. Right thigh crosses over top of left thigh, no space between the thighs. The knees bend, the shins you can draw towards you like bicycle handlebars. Flex both feet. Externally rotate both feet. You should feel it in your outer right hip for 4, 3, 2, 1. Release it. Shake out the legs, unwind the legs, shake out arms and legs. Give them a shake. Let's do 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. And then making any final movements you'd like to make before you move to Shavasana, corpse pose, resting pose. Traditional Shavasana is on your back, arms and legs, 30 to 45 degrees. Maybe you want to roll something under the knees to protect the low back. If flat on the back isn't working, return to feet mat width apart, knees knocked together in the center. Restorative rest pose. If on the back isn't working, stack hips and legs. Rest head on upper arm or block, perhaps. Or if you have an available wall, you could put legs up the wall. Or you could sit in a chair, feet flat, palms either facing up or down on thighs. And then letting the crown of that head float up to the sky, long spine as you sit in a chair. And once you've organized the arms and the legs, letting the eyes drop closed, quickly scanning the body from the bottoms of the feet, enveloped in warmth and relaxation. And that scanning, that warmth moves into the feet and the ankles. And then it moves into the lower legs. And from there, it moves into the knees. And from there, it moves into the thighs, legs and feet becoming very, very heavy. It moves into the hips and pelvis. The buttocks release, the low back releases. And then it moves into the waist and torso, enveloping the ribs, all those vital organs marinating in a delicious relaxation. And then it moves into the chest and shoulders and rolls down both arms all the way to the fingertips, all the way to the fingertips. It envelops the throat and the neck. And then it envelops the head, all the way to the crown of the head. The back of the neck releases. The face and the jaw let go. The tongue lies at the bottom of the mouth, teeth slightly apart. Eyes sink deep into the skull, as though a white circle of healing light envelops the entire body. Noticing back body and front body, right side and left side. noticing the whole body together, the whole body together, the whole body together. And here's a short quote from Mary Oliver. You don't want to hear the story of my life. In any way, I don't want to tell it. I want to listen to the enormous waterfalls of the sun. In any way, it's the same old story. A few people just trying one way or another to survive. Mostly, I want to be kind. If you'd like to remain in Shavasana for as long as feels right, please feel free to stay right there. But if you're ready to meet the day, begin to bring some gentle movement to fingers and toes, arms and legs, and then drawing the knees into the chest, giving yourself a hug, and then rolling onto your favorite side and pausing there for just a few breaths in embryo posture. And on the next inhale, keeping the eyes closed, press yourself up into a comfortable seated posture, rooting the sits bones down into the earth, drawing the crown of the head into the sky, scanning the body for the effects of the practice, and thanking the body for all it does all day, every day, and bringing to mind one thing for which you are grateful. And on the next inhale, let's float the palms up overhead, hands meet in prayer, dropping down the midline, stopping at the heart, samastiti, this beating heart. May you be happy. May you be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May you know peace. I salute the bright light in each and every one of you. Namaste. Jai Bhagwan.